Tough competition and a tough old test today as well for his Widnes side. Grey clouds circling around the Stobart Stadium, but both sides looking for a bit of Challenge Cup sunshine today. It's amazing what a feel-good factor this cup can provide. Plenty of other sporting interests to take the imagination of those from Merseyside this last 24 hours or so, but this is the final act of what has been a fabulous sporting day. A week of behind-the-scenes drama for Widnes, with Scott Moore departing, several youngsters given their chance, including 17-year-old Jack Owens at full-back. Standoff Danny Craven, St Helens born, is only 20. John Clark, skipper and hooker, very much the Widnes hold-together man. They will be looking to him for experience, certainly when the bullets are flying. On the St Helens side, well, 19-year-old Adam Swift makes his debut on the wing, just one more of a myriad of young players that Saints have brought through their youth ranks. Johnny Lomax back from a hand injury, and Anthony Lefranchi returns from suspension into the front row. James Roby is the man, the heartbeat of the Saints side. You'd expect that he is going to love this surface as well. And on the interchange bench, 8 names we're almost certain to see in the next 80 minutes or so. Our referee today is a young man with plenty of experience as well. James Child, the referee. He has been a touch judge in a World Cup final. Very different atmosphere here today, but still a tough one ahead, as St Helens will have first touch of the ball, taken downfield by Josh Perry. Two clubs whose names resonate through the history of the Challenge Cup, but this is very much a cup tie for the modern age on this 4G surface. An intelligent pitch. All we need now, Iestyn Harris, is some intelligent commentators.
Well, I think Widnes have got to be very, very careful at the early stage of this game, because St Helens play very fast and very explosive at the start of games and try and blow teams away in the first 15 or 20 minutes. And Widnes have got to be very, very manful defensively in this first 15 to 20 minutes of this game and withhold Saints' attack and allow themselves to get into the game. They don't want this game to slip away too early in this game.
Here's a kick from Lomax's return from that hand injury. Timely return for him as well. Jack Owens will take, relatively easy take as well. And a drive back towards that 30-metre mark. Early stages, important for both sides not to make mistakes, isn't it, really? Widnes having possession for the first time. What do you make of this pitch, by the way? Your Wigan side have played on here. You were beaten 37-36. I hate to remind you of a painful memory, but what do you make of this pitch?
Well, it's a very fast-flowing pitch. Try scored on this pitch. It's very, very difficult to withhold a team for a full 80 minutes defensive, because it's so fast and ferocious when you do play on this. And that's the way Saints like to play. And I've said already that Widnes need to be very, very careful in this early stage. Here
comes tackle 6. So Widnes will be looking for a kick here. Looking left towards Danny Craven, the youngster who's got it high. A test for Wellens. He's generally very safe under these, as he is again with a super take, and St Helens will start from here.
Well, I think that's very good tactics from the Widnes side, from Danny Craven there, putting the ball into the air on Paul Willems. To give him a static start means that they can get the defensive line started straight away and try and dominate the Saints team.
Soliola just agreed a new deal at St Helens as well, another 2 years he'll be playing at this club. Here comes Lefranchi, back from his suspension. 5 tackles gone. St Helens with Roby now at dummy half. Back towards Lomax, a little sachet and a swivel of the hips. Kick is a decent one, but the take is very good as well. Widnes again, it's all rather safe at the moment, neither side making any mistakes. Rather cagey opening. Craven from dummy half. Cahill. Couple of tackles gone. It's Clark, the man who's at dummy half. Despite the 13 on his back, he is a very pivotal number 9 for his side. Clark again. Cahill's getting through an awful lot of work in these early stages, the New Zealand Maori. And they have tackles in the back here. Clark. That's a good ball out to Arfan with a step on the inside. Has support. He's going himself. Patrick Arfan. What a score! What a fabulous start that was as well for this Widnes club. Arfan knows his way to the line, and he showed it with all the power and the pace required for his 5th try of the season.
Well, a fantastic start for the Widnes side. Lovely in and out from Arvan, and just outpaced Wellens to score in the corner, and that's no mean feat. A lovely play from Danny Craven. Lovely miss-out pass, step from Arvan. Fantastic finish. You know, Wellens are probably a little bit disappointed with that. He's normally very good in them situations, but it's exactly what this game needed. It needed an early score from this Widnes side, and we've got it. Fantastic finish from Arvan.
Well, the big Samoan has become a bit of a favourite here, having moved from Bradford last year. Didn't always see the best of him at Odsal, and again an Indo shoulder injury, didn't he, for a while, but finding his feet here, and a chance to turn 4 into 6 with a conversion from this touchline. He is a picture of concentration here, isn't he?
He's a very, very good goal kicker as well. You know, he's scored a try himself in the corner. He's going to have to convert this right from the touchline. But if anybody can, Arvan can, because he's a very, very good goal kicker.
Sounds like a catchphrase, that, yes, then if anyone can, Arvan can. Or a tongue twister. Here comes Arvan. A little settling of the nerves before striking this with that right boot, but he's hit it wrong. It drifts wide. It remains 4-0, but that's a good enough start. I'm sure the coach Dennis Betts will be pleased with the way this game has got underway. Widnes with this early score, and in the context of this game, knowing what a threat St Helens are, the number of tries Widnes have conceded this season, how important those first 4 points are.
Well, the first score was really important for this Widnes side, but what's really important now is they complete this set, and you know, Craven's a very good kicker of the ball, and he puts the ball into the corner and makes St Helens work for every metre they get, work for the position that they get in this game, because they're easier to contain when they're coming away from their own try line.
It's Cross with the drive away from his own line. Clark at dummy half again here. Widnes already showing an appetite for work here. Pickersgill, the other prop forward. Former Warrington man. As Widnes look for the hard yards. Confidence is such a fragile substance, isn't it? And they have to make hay while they have it in the bank here. Good kick from Danny Craven. Chase back for Paul Wellens to that in-goal area. Just a roll too many from Widnes' point of view. They'll start again with a tap on the 20. Wellens leading the drive. Roby. It's Roby who's standing and waiting here at dummy half. Little scamper away from dummy half as well, and almost finding his way through. He's such a dangerous player. Bittersweet day, by the way, today for that young man, Adam Swift, 19 years of age, making his debut for St Helens. On any other occasion, it would be a massively, massively proud day for him, and I'm sure it will be, but his grandfather sadly passed away last night, and he will be known to many in rugby league circles. Harold Swift, MBE, one of the founding fathers of Bala back in 1973. Sadly died last night, and that's why St Helens players are wearing the black armbands today in memory of Harold Swift. I'm sure his grandson will be looking for a big game. And it is his side, St Helens, who have possession here. Here's Roby. This is O'Hire. Left they look. It's another of the youngsters, Josh Jones, who's in his first ever St Helens try. Confirmed by referee James Child. And we were talking about one 19-year-old on the right-hand side. It's the 18-year-old on the left-hand side who grabs a bit of glory here.
Well, Josh Jones has got great footwork to get out the side of his centre, but Hep Cahill came up with the error in the middle of the film. We spoke about needing to complete in that area. He's offloading, gives St Helens ball in the wrong end of the field, and when St Helens get ball in this area, they're very, very difficult to contain. And once Josh Jones got the ball in his hand, he'd gone outside his centre. Lovely fend and a great finish from the youngster. But you can't consistently give ball to St Helens in this area. Lovely fend, reaches out and scores. Great try from the Saints.
Well, Chris Dean, the man who was hurting, both physically and mentally there, I should imagine. Former St Helens player who was beaten in the scoring of that try. So a couple of early tries here. You score, we score. And Arban, having missed at one end, Johnny Lomax has the chance to add 2 here for St Helens at the other. He's a wonderfully prodigious challenge as well, isn't he, Johnny Lomax? What have you made of him in the last couple of years? He's already up to 64 appearances, which is some going for a 22-year-old, but it shows just how he burst onto the scene last year and how he kept a hold of that place at scrum half standoff.
Oh, I think he's a great player. He's a good goal kicker as well. He's just pushed that one to the side of the post, but you know, it's that second season that's so difficult in Super League to maintain them standards, and the sign of a very good player is a player that can maintain them standards, and Johnny Lomax has certainly done that. He's such a threat with the ball in hand. Here we see the try again. Jones just pushes on the outside, and a lovely finish.
Stay behind.
So it has been a fairly frenzied start so far. 2 tries in the game, 1 apiece, 4 points apiece. And here we go again with St Helens looking to make some distance with that early take by Melling. Here's O'Hire, the acting half. This is Roby. Widnes doing the business in terms of keeping their opponents at this end for the time being. 3 tackles gone. It's Lomax with the headgear back on his head. Taken on by Flanagan. Roby. Soliola to his right, but Roby goes for the kick. He was behind the 40 as well, so if that had gone out of play, it would have given head and feed to St Helens, but a super take by Jack Owens, and good feet to stop him going out of play there as well, the young fullback.
Fantastic play from Owens. Great kick from Roby, wasn't it? Jumped out of dummy half on tackle 4, and it's very difficult to defend them kicks on early tackles, and he did that manfully, exceptionally well. But Widnes are committing so many players to the tackle. They're committing 3 and 4 people to the tackle all the time. It takes a lot of energy out, and it's very important that you complete your sets in these early stages.
Here comes Cross with a drive back. Clark stands and waits at dummy half here. Plenty of support from the big men as well, and a nicely timed pass to try and put Cahill through the gap, but he's just dragged down. Here comes the final tackle in the 6. Craven's got to get the kick away. Swift is the man underneath it. And a safe pair of hands as well from the young winger.
Yeah, that must be a tactic that Widnes have spoke about before the game, is putting the ball in and around that Adam Swift. He's done a fantastic catch there, and he needed that for his confidence. You see here, gets in the air, you can't be tackled in the air. Great catch.
This is Roby, sauntering up to dummy half again, and the referee has seen a knock-on. So the advantage goes Widnes' way here. Head and feet at the scrum, and 6 tackles to have a real dig at this St Helens line now.
Well, this is the first error, and Jones comes up with it, and this gives Widnes some field position that they haven't really had so far in this game. We saw the first try from Ovan, but since then they've not really had any field position. It's important now that if they don't score on this play, they try and get a double deal and keep the play down this end of the field.
Here's Craven, rather forced into the dummy and then taken easily enough by Shenton and Soliola. Big men driving through the middle again here with Haggerty. Has been away at the North Wales Crusaders, hasn't he, on dual registration, but called back in the last week or so. Right, they move it again. A little plundering step forward again. St Helens hanging on for the time being. Clark's up at dummy half. Here's Hanbury. Oh, the pass is poor and collected safely enough by Lomax. And a rather relieving moment for the St Helens defence.
Well, I think Rhys Hanbury will be disappointed with that play. He just went a little bit lateral, poor pass, and we just spoke about them staying down that end of the field. They've given cheap possession away, and you can't consistently do that with the Saints side.
And Frankie to his feet, Roby off from dummy half again. This is Lomax. Flanagan was flat, causing too many problems for that Widnes defensive line on that occasion. Here's Lomax. Behind the back of Soliola, Wellens in the line. This is Shenton now. So final tackle for Widnes to defend here as St Helens come at them again. Lomax putting it high. It's a decent kick as well. Taken well by Jack Owens once again. For a 17-year-old, he's showing terrific confidence here, isn't he?
Well, they've got big hopes from here at this Widnes club, and You know, he showed up very, very well in these early stages, but you just feel for the Saints that they're just starting to get into the flow of the game, aren't they? They're just starting to throw the ball with a little bit of air, get into the centres and the dangerous positions. You just feel as though Widnes need to pick up the intensity now.
It's taken forward by Pickersgill. A little bit of momentum working Widnes' way, just temporarily. Cahill's a player you'll know an awful lot about. There are quite a few of your ex-players in here, aren't there, as a former Crusaders coach?
Yeah, and Hep's very efficient player in and around the middle. He's done a lot of wrestling in his time, and he's very, very good in that tackle area, and he's a player that they'll be looking to do a lot of minutes this afternoon.
Here comes Melly. He's testing the resolve of that Widnes line at the first attempt. Just see James Roby barking out the orders to his teammate as Jones gets to his feet. Here comes Roby again now. This is Perry, the Australian. Roby. Dummy on the inside from Lafranchi. Keeping it tight to the ruck at the moment, St Helens. They've done that ever so well over the years. Roby. Lomax, the gap is provided. Wellens is up there in support, and Wellens will go underneath the sticks, or at very least just to the side of them. But they ripped a hole right down the middle, and Lomax takes full advantage. And having been behind after only 3 minutes, it has taken barely 7 more for St Helens to push themselves back into the lead. 8 points to 4.
You just felt as though St Helens have started to find the floor. There's some of the Widnes players that keep getting left on the ground after the tackle, and once you do that, you're a number down defensively, and St Helens played very, very fast off the back of Roby and are very dangerous from that position. You cannot afford to consistently leave players down on the floor against this St Helens side. But Johnny Lomax, fantastic play.
Well, it's an easy job, this coaching, like isn't it? Mike Rush and Kieran Cunningham on the sidelines. When they took over, St Helens was supposedly a club in crisis, but they've had a couple of good wins, didn't they? Defeats over the Easter period. Good Friday against Wigan, that'll smart, but they've beaten Warrington, they've beaten Leeds. Had a tight win on Easter Monday, and here they are in the driving seat against Widnes. So what is it all about, Iestyn Harris? Why such a change in the way that they approach the game, it seems, St Helens?
Well, I heard Dennis Betts talking before the game, didn't he, about confidence, and that's so important for a side. You know, when you play with confidence, you can play with a little bit of freedom. And I just felt that the Saints side were down on confidence slightly and didn't have that freedom that we're so used to seeing with the St Helens side. And once that coach seemed to take over, or the coach seemed to lead, and the new consortium came in, you just felt that they played with a little bit more freedom and a little bit more confidence. And here we're seeing Lomax, lovely break, and Wellens, how many times has he done that in his career? Supported on the inside, great finish from Wellens. But Johnny Lomax, super play from him to set this try up. Well, you see Roby jumps out, Lomax, great pace and patience as well. And Wellens, all fullbacks, all good fullbacks will support on the inside.
I think your Widnes supporter will tell you there might be the hint of a forward pass in that, but the referee was bang in line, wasn't he? So 10-4 St Helens lead here, and we played 16 minutes of this first half. Let's hear from the touchline. I think Robbie Hunter-Paul is down there, who can give us a bit of his views from over there. Robbie.
It was interesting just leading into that last set. I was going to point out that there were some worrying signs for Widnes, because James Roby had run the ball 3 times in that set, and the set before he'd run the ball 3 times as well. That's normally a sign that St Helens offensive players are starting to dominate the speed of the ruck, and that's definitely what Widnes does not want to do. They want to slow the ruck down and play the game at Widnes' pace, not at the fast pace at which St Helens like to play the game.
Well, there's an example, Iestyn, of the influence of James Roby, a 40-20, the kick out of dummy half, skipping out of play behind the 20-metre line. Head and feet for St Helens. They're back on the attack again here.
Well, we just saw Jack Owens not too long ago, didn't we, take a great kick from Roby when he tried the 40-20 maybe 2 or 3 minutes ago. He's obviously spotted a weakness down this right side, and he's just done it again. Fantastic kick from Roby. Like I said before, it's very difficult to do it, to stop that type of play in an early tackle count. That was tackle 3, and a great kick. We just see it roll over the touchline, and here comes Saints again.
And aware as we are that 1 or 2 looking onto rugby league and wondering what the rule of that is. Well, if you kick the ball from behind your 40-metre line out of your opponent's 20-metre line, then you get the head and feet at the scrum. What you can't do is then throw a forward pass in the next move.
Well, I think he's given obstruction here. Roby's jumped out from the scrum. and gone lateral across field and just run behind his opponent or his own player, which has given Widnes a penalty and a little bit of a respite, because you felt as though Widnes were on the back foot slightly.
Well, it's a massive relief as far as Widnes are concerned. Here's the moment. Roby away, and the man coming in there adjudged to have caused an obstruction, according to the referee, James Child. Here's Clark. Again, Widnes looking the tough route through Winterstein. Clark up from dummy half again now, looking to add his zip to the situation, and a decent carry, but he has knocked on right at the very last. Head and feed for St Helens. I think the facial expression tells its own story.
Well, it's a shame that, isn't it? Because there was a lovely run from Clark, got himself out, Hambry in support, and you just see it there, bobble underneath. And the tackle forward, and they had an opportunity to sustain some more pressure on the Saints side, and another error in that area. They've been down there twice now, had 2 errors, and just allowed Saints to come off the line very comfortably.
Here's Melly. 18 minutes of this first half played. St Helens in the box seat just about at the moment, which is where the form books would tell you they should be. Melly having a look down that blind side. Here's Josh Jones. And he's full of confidence now, isn't he? Fueled by his early success. Roby. Lafranchi. Well met by the Widnes defence. But St Helens getting a bit of a roll now. You can feel the momentum as O'Hire puts the kick behind. It's awkward. Taken well enough by Paddy Flynn. They'll need a few long-busting runs like that to try and get themselves out of the imminent danger here, Widnes.
I think the Widnes side here have thrown their outside backs in and having a few scoots out of dummy half. It's looking to me they're looking a little bit fatigued in that middle area of the field. The forwards have done a lot of defensive work early in this game, and now the backs are taking over to try and give them an opportunity to release their line.
It's another bit by Danny Craven. It's not a bad one either, because he's found the green. So a chance for that chasing line to get up there as Melly is tackled. O'Hire. Here's Jones again.
2, move! Just wait, guys, wait!
Shenton. One of those is wearing the skins here today. I think he's the only St Helens player who is wearing skins. One of the concerns of this pitch is the damage it does to knees and elbows.
4, move!
This is Roby.
Go back in, Steve.
Frankie was tight to him again. Roby using him as a foil and almost scrambling through. That was tackle 5. Here comes the last. Lomax with a step, saw the gap, then the little back flick. Shenton has to go back and regather. Remember, this is still the last tackle, so Shenton's kick is rather hopeful, and it will give Widnes the tap back on the 20.
But again, that attack came off the back. James Roby jumping out of dummy half, playing very, very fast back in behind the ruck. And then Lomax jumped out the back of them. They're looking extremely dangerous now, the Saints. And Widnes have got to tighten up defensively in and around that ruck area, because that's where all the damage is coming from the Saints side. They're not going to the edge until they've gone through the middle of you, and they just need to tighten up slightly, the Widnes team.
There's a real battle going on here. And the wrestle around the tackle, Clark with a good offload, and here's Hambry! Look at the pace here from Rhys Hambry! Not 1, not 2, but 3 beaten! Electrifying! Absolutely electrifying! And if Widnes needed a kickstart back into this game, they've just been given it by Rhys Hambry. What a try!
Well, we've just talked about James Roby jumping out of dummy half. John Clark does exactly the same. Great ball. And Hambry got it to the clear. What a turn of place. Jinks past the 2 to score under the sticks. Fantastic try. You see here, John Clark jumps out, teases the defence. Hambry, fantastic pace. Absolutely amazing pace. Ducks in between the 2 and scores right under the post. He's a great, great talent, Rhys Hambry, with the ball in hand. Extremely good. He just holds his hamstring there. there'll be a concern on that. He's obviously got that strapped up. Let's hope he's okay.
I was going to say, it looks like a problem he's brought into the game, doesn't it? With the heavy strapping. He seems to be okay just at the moment. That turn of pace certainly tested the injury. But my word, what a try. It wasn't just the pace, it was the ovation as well, wasn't it?
It's fantastic. John Clark's done that a couple of times, hasn't he, so far in this game? And I think that's the key, isn't it, for the Widnes side? When John Clark jumps out and people push into that next hole, they look extremely dangerous.
So here comes Patrick Arban, a lot simpler than his first attempted conversion in this game, which was, if you remember, in the 3rd minute, off the touchline. This one right in front of the sticks. It should be 2 and is, and we are all square again at 10 points apiece. And Dennis Betts knows that his side are showing real character here. There was every excuse to maybe let their heads drop when St Helens got themselves in the lead. And looking a little on top, but a great response by Rhys Hanbury and Widnes.
We spoke before the game, didn't we, about that 20-minute mark and Widnes still being in the game on 20 minutes. And he's just come up with an error there.
Well, he could have let that fly out on the full, couldn't he? Had he been aware of where he was, but
he just needed to put his feet out, didn't he?
He was in the field of play when he leapt to catch it. Had he been out of the field of play, had he stepped out of the field of play and then caught it, you can see he was in the field of play and leapt out to catch it. If he'd been in the field of play, stepped out and then caught it, it would have been a penalty back on the halfway line, wouldn't it? Instead, it's St Helens who have a terrific attacking position here. Soliola. Says Roby. Rolling up at dummy half again. They're loading up on this right-hand side. Lomax to Shenton. Here's Swift. Lomax. Flanagan. Good offload. Shenton wasn't ready. Dropped at first slip. And Widnes given possession back again here.
Well, I think that'll give the Widnes side some confidence, because every time that St Helens have been down there, they seem to have had it on their own terms and looked very dangerous and scored a couple of tries. Here you see him skipping across field and Shenton just bobbles it. Widnes get the ball and they're looking pretty good, Widnes, at the moment.
They are. Confidence flowing again here. Here's Clark. Well, their fans are just getting behind them as well here, as Pickersgill will take it forward. This is Clark. Hanbury. Little ball dropped back on the inside for Anthony Mullally. Means a lot to him today, the Widnes ball forward. High again by Craven. Tester once more, but Wellens takes it well enough, but a great chase by Widnes will put him behind his own line, and a drop out underneath the sticks. A real defensive win on that occasion from this Widnes side.
Again, Danny Craven, outstanding kick, exactly where you want the ball to land, right where Wellens can't get himself out. Great kick chase and a great tackle to put some more pressure on the St Helens team. Great play from Mullally there, just to take him over the try line.
Well, the underdogs are having their day in the Challenge Cup so far. Featherstone having beaten Castleford earlier on this afternoon. And last night, Wakefield certainly gave it to Leeds for 40 minutes. They were beating Leeds 12-6 at half-time. In a game when Leeds were highly fancied. Leeds eventually running out fairly comfortable winners. But here, Widnes are making it a real battle for St Helens. Here's Willie Isa. Now Patrick Arban. Well, this is how close they are, 5 yards away. And a real opportunity here. Craven. Hammered forward again. The dummy half, it's Clark. It's spun wide to Hanbury, but it's going no further than that. Here's Hanbury again, down that blind side. It's taken a touch of a St Helens player, but it's regathered by that same side. So the danger for the moment is over.
It is over, but you know, a good set from the Widnes side. They've really challenged them in 2 or 3 areas there, the Saints, and made them defend extremely well on their own goal line. And you know, they've used some energy up in that area, and really good play from the Widnes side. They've just got to defend up here, don't give any penalties away and put the pressure back on the Saints.
Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook is on from the interchange bench. And St Helens are helped in their cause with a high tackle. Antti Mullally, I think, was the guilty party.
I think that's just a little bit of fatigue, isn't it, from the big man? He's got himself around the net. You can't do that in this game.
Well, look where it has taken this St Helens side. Suddenly a chance to plunder in their opponent's half. Here's Roby. It's Paul Clough, another of those who's appeared from the interchange bench with a decent enough drive. He's still making yards on his knees here. That'll hurt in the morning. Lomax. There's O'Hire across to Wellens, and now Shenton. Still wanted to keep it alive, but he's well wrapped up. Decent work by Willie Isa. Here's O'Hire, little jag off the left foot, and Shenton. They plundered that right side again. Back to the middle of Wellens. Was that an obstruction? There was claims within the witness ranks, but none given. Roby. O'Hire. Across to Lomax. Lomax now. This is McCarthy-Scarsbrook. Well met, big hit coming in the first instance by Luluai, but Saints still keep it alive. Roby again. Roby with a spin of the turn, and then the decisive dart. Widnes hanging on. Now it's the last. O'Hire spinning it left. Lomax. The space had to come, and it's taken over by Chris Flannery. They tested and tested that Widnes line until they found breaking point. And Flannery with St Helens' third try of the afternoon, and St Helens have the lead again.
Well, Saints must have had 2 or 3 offloads. Just looking at the first offload coming in, and was this an obstruction? Ooh, I'm not sure on that one. Possibly was an obstruction, but you can't take the play away. A lovely ball from Lomax, and Flannery just slices the defence with a great line, and has the presence of mind to go under the sticks as well for the conversion. Again, here we see Lomax, little jink, lovely ball, and he goes under the sticks. Great try from the Saints. A little bit of controversy on that, but lovely skill.
Well, Flannery the try scorer. Lomax has the chance to add the 2 here to give his side a 6-point lead again. We know they're capable of scoring tries, Widnes, but we also know they're very capable of conceding a lot of points. So they will have to rack up a few here if they're going to carry this Challenge Cup tie away. As it is, the Lomax goal gives St Helens a 6-point lead. Widnes 10, St Helens 16, and Tanya has used another touchline. Tanya.
Yeah, I'm with Widnes' Anthony Watts. Anthony, you've been up with Dennis Betts. What's he making of the first half so far?
Yeah, he's really happy with it. The boys are putting in a pretty good performance, and you know, we just got to stay in the grind. And you know, St Helens got a lot of good attacking players, so we just got to watch them around the ruck.
You're looking good going forward. It's that defence, isn't it, always?
Yeah, we've been good in attack all year mostly, and it's just our defence around the ruck. And you know, with a quality hooker of Robbie, you know, we've got to be on our game.
And how frustrating for you to be watching this as you have been for most of the season?
Yeah, really frustrating. You know, I come over from Australia for a fresh start over here, and you know, I've done my ACL, but I'm just trying to be positive and get back on the field next year.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
One of 3 players is out for the season, isn't he? Anthony Watts, Ben Kavanagh and Thomas Coyle have also been ruled out for the season. Sean Briscoe is another fairly long-term absentee for this Widnes side, so they're doing it tough with the injuries. This is back to Lomax. Lomax again looking for a potential 40-20. It's a turn and a chase for Owens. He's dealt with it well enough. Those are the tackle stats so far. And here come Widnes. They always say it's the old cliche, isn't it? Kicks as good as the chase, and that was a very decent chase by St Helens.
Well, I think the St Helens kicking game has been very good in this game and have really penned this Widnes side back. You know, but Widnes have kicked pretty well as well. So you know, the 2 sides that have obviously put a lot of emphasis at the start of this game on their kicking game, and it's important now that Widnes stay in this game. You know, it's really, really important that they don't let this game slip away and come up with little mistakes like that. And just spoke about the kicking game and the importance of it, and you know, they're giving Saints another chance here.
Well, it's untidy from Kurt Haggerty, wasn't it? Just knocking the ball forward at the play the ball. It's been a long time since you've been able to do that. And so it's going to be head and feed for St Helens. Robbie Paul, what are you saying?
Well, it's very interesting. The next 10 minutes is going to be really important for Widnes here. If they can go into the half-time with only giving up 6 points lead, then actually they'll be thinking to themselves, you know what, we can make a game out of this one. But it's whether or not they can hold back this St Helens offence for the next 10 minutes.
Here's Jones. Roby. They do have a reputation which has been developed over the years, St Helens, of scoring a try and then scoring very quickly afterwards, don't they? Whether this current side on this particular day is capable of that, the next few moments might let us into that secret. Here's McCarthy Scarsbrook. Well matched for the moment by the Widnes defence. Roby. Either going away quickly to Lomax, but equally as quick was that Widnes defence up there. Haggerty leading the way. Roby again. This is O'Hire. Little dummy and a skip and a dart, and almost as he got in. Well, the referee's looking for the video ref here. I think there might surely be a hint of a double movement. See what he has to say.
Well, we'll have a look at this one now, but you know, again, the Widnes side coming up with an error and allowing Saints down this end of the field, and when you allow them, it's very difficult to stop them. But just here, he reaches out, his arm's not down now. I think that's okay.
That's no problem.
It's only going to be ruled off if they say that his elbow has touched the floor and then he's gone for a second movement. I think that's all in one movement. You see his momentum still going, reaches out. That's on the line for me. I think this one's going to be okay.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, is there? Well, the referee does right just to make sure. James Child. So Phil Bentham, the video referee, has the chance to push the button here to confirm surely that this is going to be a fourth St Helens try. They are beginning to take control now. 20 points to 10, a kick to come. The chances are they'll have at least a 2-score lead before the half-time break. And it's looking just a little ominous for Widnes at this stage, Yeston.
Well, it is, and you know, they've come up with an error again. It's important, you know, Widnes can score points. We've seen that already in this game. We've seen when they get to that end of the field, or the right end of the field, they can score points. It's just in this, when they're coming out of their own yards, where they're coming away from their own try line, they've come up with 2 or 3 mistakes, which has given Saints the ball at that end of the field, and has allowed them to hold pressure there and score some points. We just hear Lomax now just converting the try into the sticks, and they go into a 12-point lead.
Well, 10 points for Widnes, 22 for St Helens. It's a coaching bench that will be pretty happy at the moment. Lance O'Hire's latest effort, giving this St Helens side a bit of daylight now between them and their opponents. He's been a different player, hasn't he, at standoff? I think there was a little frustration on his part. He came over to play at 6, and the early stages of his career at St Helens, he was being used as a makeshift hooker, wasn't he, in the absence of Jamie Roby when he was injured. He was used at fullback when Paul Willens was injured, but that's certainly his position. That's certainly where he wants to play and where he looks most comfortable.
Well, he's playing with a lot of confidence, isn't he? As you know, most of the St Helens side are. And when you're playing with confidence, I've said before, you play with a little bit of freedom. And you know, he's looking pretty good, and the Saints side are at the moment.
Soliola. Here's Roby. Clough just took a slip, which is why it looked high, but no real problems with that. Here's McCarthy Scarsbrook. John Kite, by the way, is the man who looks like he's wearing tracksuit bottoms. I think they are skins. It's just he's got thick legs, hasn't he? And there's a kick by O'Hire, taken well enough by Owens. Here's Flynn.
One, move. Just wait. Just wait. Two, move.
Saints happy enough to do their defending down here. Here's Patrick Arvan.
Help! Release.
Still about 4 tackles left to go here. Lloyd Wide with a little dabble. He's another of your ex-players, isn't he, Lloyd Wide?
Well, he's not been on the field too long. You know, they've obviously changed it around, try to get him in at dummy half to get some speed out of there. You know, but it's a really good set from the Widnes side, and the last time they came out, they came up with an error. This time they put it right on the try line.
Helens is the man who leads the chase away. This is Swift.
Two, move. All the way, John. Hold.
Roby. Lomax. Nelly in the middle looking for a bit of hard work.
Third, move. Chris. Wait.
Roby. It's beginning to wind themselves up again. Flannery's caught here and unable to get that offload away.
Move. Hold Anthony. Go.
Roby. Clough with a dummy. Still going here. Excellent work by the St Helens man.
Move.
Roby wants to get on with it. Anxious on the last. Ohio, they're going to go through hands here as well. And with good effect too. Over the head of Roby, dropped. Touched by a Widnes player. But it's not going to be allowed to play on. The referee says there was an earlier knock-on. It will be a handover and Widnes' ball.
Well, Saints just went down the short side on the last tackle. A few of the Widnes players have just started to drop off a few tackles. You see his skips inside. Just couldn't take it in. And Widnes come up with the ball.
So some big work to do. Now they would love to score a try, get some points back into this deficit before that hooter sounds. Dennis Betts still barking out the orders down that walkie-talkie. Here comes Kite. Luluite. He's the brother of the Luluite York Club, isn't he? Tommy Luluite. Quite a family dynasty, the Luluites. It's a decent kick. It's Wellens on the chase. Widnes doing the defending in the end. Tackle provided by Lloyd White. And St Helens with hard yards to do. Here's Melly. Tearing away from a couple. Having another go here, Francis Melly.
Two, move. On the way. 10, John.
Ohio. Shenton. Right centre. Almost in that left corridor looking for a bit of action. Roby. This time by McGuinness. Here's to his feet. Roby. Here's Lomax. Flannery. It's a question of who scores. Oh, it's an interception almost by Jack Owens. And had he not got there, Lomax would have been underneath the sticks. Owens had to commit himself and knock on here. But he might have only delayed the inevitable.
Well, he's an absolute try saver, isn't he, from Jack Owens. Just took a punt and got it absolutely spot on. He nearly come up with the intercept, didn't he? And he'd have been down the other end of the field. But, you know, again, Widnes just dropping off a couple of tackles. A little bit of fatigue setting in. There's a couple of people being left on the floor. And when you're leaving defenders on the floor and you've got James Roby out of dummy half, it's a very dangerous thing to do. And Saints are looking pretty quick around that ruck.
And on the pitch, just talking about this 4G pitch, I think a lot of people will think it gives a home field advantage to Widnes. Here's Roby, but I don't think that's the case, is it? If a team comes here and likes to play like St Helens do, it is actually them who get the advantage because it is such a true surface and such a quick surface. And they're going to test Widnes' resolve to the absolute limit again here. Roby with a short pass, McCarthy Scarsbrook crashing over. Well, it was only a delaying of the inevitable. It's another St Helens try. McCarthy Scarsbrook this time. Roby had a dummy half, and they are simply unstoppable in that kind of situation.
Well, I just think they're letting James Roby dictate the play just a little bit too much now. I just talk about the fatigue. You just see he skips out, and a lovely ball, and Scarsbrook just crashes through. But you see the time that James Roby should be put under real pressure in this area. Shouldn't be allowed to jump out there. Scarsbrook takes full advantage of it and crashes through the line. You know, Widnes will be disappointed, probably with the defence on that goal line, but take nothing away from the skill of Roby.
He's a London boy, if you didn't know the fact. Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook, a proper Cockney as well, isn't he? Born in Bow, within the sound of the Bow Bells. Came through at the London Broncos, or Harlequins Rugby League as it was. And there's a happy coach, or interim coach, Mike Rush. His side in complete control here. Johnny Lomax has already succeeded with 3 from his 4. You'd back him to make this 4 out of 5. Not taking any shortcuts despite the relative ease of this latest conversion attempt. It is 4 out of 5. It's 10 for Widnes. It's 28 now for St Helens. It is an awful long way back for the home side from this situation with half-time looming, Iestyn Harris?
Well, it is. I think Robbie Paul got it spot on, didn't he? Just over 10 minutes ago, and he said a real dangerous time for this Widnes side. You could just feel as though Saints have picked up, and he got it absolutely spot on. They hit with 2 tries just before half-time, and now it makes it a difficult thing for Widnes to do. I still think they could get back in this game if they lift the tempo at the start of the second half, and it makes it very, very difficult from here.
Well, it was a bright start for Widnes. Arvan leading the way, but it has been a steamroller provided by St Helens, which has come the other way for the rest of that half. Half-time, Widnes 10, St Helens 28.